Today I'm going to show you guys a light beat, how I get ready for work in the morning. Right now I'm putting on One and Done and my favorite Maybelline Fit Me foundation. I usually rub it in, massage it into my face really lightly so that it looks flawless and smooth. Always make sure that I warm up the product by rubbing it into my skin. Because when you put on product and your face is warm and the product's cold, sometimes it doesn't go in evenly. So what you see me now doing is I'm just rubbing it in to massage it and make it nice and even. You want to make sure that your forehead is done good, and when I go to my forehead area, I usually just pat it into the hairline. Always go over my eyes a little so that it'll have a base for when I put my eyeshadow. And if I want a really good beat, I'll put a primer. But for right now, I'm just making everything even. So next, I'm going to brush out my eyebrows or putting all the hairs in one direction. And now I'm going to use Anastasia's brow pomade. It's called Dip Brow. And this one I'm using today is a medium brown. It's a little dark for me. I think today I'm going to go into Sephora and buy me a lighter color. I work at the JCPenney's in Columbia, and downstairs in the Sephora they have a big selection of different makeup that you can choose from. So you always want to make sure you go side to side to make sure that the eyebrows are even. And today I'm just doing a really light beat, so I'm not making my eyebrows drastic. I'm just like filling them in, going right onto that brow bone. And you'll see me go from side to side, making sure that both sides are even. Make sure that that corner is more full, and then you want to slightly make it thinner on the ends. Now I'm going to put a highlighter concealer underneath the brow bone. This will highlight and accentuate the brow bone so that you'll have a base for your eyeshadow. I'll also go across the middle to make sure that they're even. And then I fill in the middle so that I can have me a nice fade out. It'll look really soft. So now I'm just blending in that concealer. And I like to leave it a little brighter so that that area looks enhanced. And then when you're cleaning up your eyebrows, like if you have hair there, you won't be able to see it. So right now I'm just blending it in with a concealer blending brush. This is when brushes come in really handy and you can't really do the best job with your fingers. So now I'm just blending in the middle, making sure that you can't see it and fading it in. And I'm telling you, that trick really helps a lot when you go across the middle of your face to make sure that it's even. Now I'm using Tarte's eyeshadow palette. I love Tarte. They are a vegan company and they don't test on animals. So now I'm using a crease brush just to blend in that line of demarcation between where I want to start my eyeshadow and where I blended in my concealer. Now I'm going to use Too Faced 24 Hours Primer. I'm going to put a little bit on. Again, cream. I like to use my fingers. Blending in the product on both sides. Primer is so great because it really helps the makeup to stick and stay. So now I'm going to go back to the eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to put on a really neutral shade all over the eyelid. That's going to be my base color. And I always go from eye to eye. I never complete one eye at a time. I make sure that I go from eye to eye. Now I'm going to use this color. I feel like it'll give it a little more brightness. It was a little too dark for my liking. I like the middle part to be brighter. So now I'm using like a metallic shade. And in that particular palette, all the colors work together. I love Tarte for that. They make most of their eyeshadows friendly to those who not really sure what colors go with what. So now I'm taking that blending brush and I'm blending in that shade. I always go back and forth. So then the next color I'm going to use, it's going to be that wine shade. And I want to put it on an angle. And I'm trying to do the 1, 2, 3 method, where you just put a light, medium, and a dark. So now I'm going to put it on an angle in the corner. Make sure that they match. Angles make your eyes more elongated. So if you have full eyes, they make them more sharp. So I like that. So now I'm going to take this blending brush and I'm going to blend out the corners and make it fade out into the middle. So hence why they call it a blending brush. It helps to blend in one shade to the other so you can't really see like a sharp line. Check both sides, make sure they're even. I feel like I want a little bit more, so I'm going to add a little bit more. Make it a little deeper. And keep blending until it looks good to you. And you always go from eye to eye. You add one side, you add a little bit more eyeshadow. You go to the other side and you add a little bit more eyeshadow. And you go back and forth from your eyeshadow brush where it's a little more flat and you put on the shadow a little heavier to the blending where you would blend out the harsh lines so that it looks more smooth and transitions into each other really nicely so it doesn't look so sharp. When it's sharp, it's more of a cut crease. And I'm not trying to do that. I just wanted it to blend. So it looks good. Now I'm going to put on a concealer by Benefit, Boing. I always do 1 to 2 shades lighter. I make a little V under the eye. And this is how I do it when I'm really doing like a quick beat. And I usually do 1 to 2 shades lighter. Today, I'm using one that is 2 shades lighter. I don't really like it that much. So you're going to see I'm going to blend it all in by pressing and it's with my fingers. That helps to warm up the product because it is a cream concealer. And it looks really light. So I'm going to add a little foundation to it. That's the good thing. You can always go back and forth between creams and liquids. So I'm going to add a little bit of my Maybelline Fit Me foundation. And I'm going to put it around the edges where the concealer was so that I'm able to blend it in and it doesn't look as bright. That's one thing you never want to do is walk out and under your eyes is so bright. Because when you take pictures, you can see it right away. So now I'm using my Real Techniques foundation brush. It's a buffing brush. And you can just buff that right in and it erases all the lines. Yeah, that looks so much better. And then you want to blend it out throughout your face so that you can't see that you erase that area. Make everything even. Then you can use it all around. I usually correct around my eyeshadow area so that you can't see where the eyeshadow went onto my skin. I'm going to blend in my neck so you don't have that floating head look. Because that looks crazy when you walk around and your neck is one shade and your face is another. and you want to blend in your hairline and any type of, like I said, eyeshadow that fell out on your face, you want to blend in that. So, okay, that looks good. So now I'm going to move on to putting on some mascara. I'm using Urban Decay's Perversion. It's a really nice brush. It helps to separate the lashes. I'm prepping them for when I put on my eyelashes. I'm going to put my eyelashes on off camera because I'm not that good at putting on lashes on camera just yet. So I'm just separating and enhancing them. Now I'm putting on my favorite thing, highlighter. I just feel like highlighter makes you feel so good. It brightens up your face. It makes you feel even. Now I'm going to put on Anastasia's lip shade. I'm going to put the description in the description bar so that you guys can know what shades I used. I like this color. It's really nude. A little more color than your basic nude, but not too dark. Just check it. It looks good, nice and even. Popped on my lashes. Now I'm going to contour it really lightly. When you contour after, you get to see where you just want to enhance. So you go right up against that bone area of your cheeks, into your hairline, around your forehead. That way you can't see where the foundation ends and where your hairline begins. Now I'm misting my face to set everything all up. You want to merge your powders and your creams and your liquids all together. Next, I'm going to take out my twist with a little Design Essential Oil. Put it a little bit in your hand, you rub it together, and then use it on the tips of your fingers so that you could just take them loose without them being too frizzy. So I twist it in the opposite direction, and then I pull them apart. And so to not make this video too long, I'm just going to do a few of them. And then pull them apart, add a little product, and then fluff it. Just to show you how I get ready in the morning. Alright, got everything all pulled apart, adding a little mist water to the hair. Soften up my hair a little bit. And I massage that in before I put a little foaming pomade. Just gotta know what you like. So I like those. That looks good. Everything's all together. Now I think I'm gonna put a little lip gloss on. That'll make the look just pop. I love lip gloss. Okay, that looks great. You always check, make sure things are balanced. I like it.